I'm going back to the UK for the first time in 10 years. I need a job in an industry I've never worked in. I've got no contacts, nowhere to live, and just a vague plan of where to start. But I'm extremely ambitious and overconfident and optimistic, possibly. And I've got no plans to take some shitty dead-end job because I need cash. I've done that before and I'm stopping that now. Any job that I take from now is going to benefit me in some way, whether that be some skills for the future, lots of money, or just help me to achieve my overall goal, which is financial freedom. Most people in my position would do something very simple. They would make a new CV, create a LinkedIn profile, spend hours just scrolling jobs on different pages and just spray as many CVs as they can and hope for the best. But I've got a much better plan than that. I'm going to use the most powerful technology in the world right now, which is AI, to build me an agent to do some of the difficult work for me. So why should anyone listen to me? And that is a question that I ask myself a lot. I'm not some sort of tech guy, I'm not your tech bro who worked in Silicon Valley and has software engineering degrees, but my stakes are very real. I'm not just showing you something cool, I'm showing you something that I'm building when the stakes are very real. This is my life. I need this to work out, of course. I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to be poor. Far from that. I've got very, very large goals and I intend to achieve them. So in this video, what we're going to see is first I'm going to show you 2 frameworks that I used to figure out what kind of job I should actually be going for. Then I'm going to show you the tool that I built, an AI agent that scrapes job sites, scores every listing against my personalized profile, an in-depth personalized profile that I'm going to show you how to build. It takes all the information it knows about me and it searches live jobs in my area every day or every week. Then where this is all going, because this is just episode 1. This is not finished yet. What's coming next is the bit that blew my mind, that somebody could do this with no coding skills. These are life hacks in 2026. You're basically combining yourself with AI to double your output and achieve much bigger things. And the gap is closing because once everybody adopts AI, it's going to be much more difficult to stand out. So right now, you're in the perfect time. Before I built any of this, I had to get real with myself. I had to sit down and answer all of the questions that maybe make us feel uncomfortable. So framework 1, the job profile. This is for the people who want a career change because they're stuck. They are on the wrong ladder and they've found themselves in a dead end. They want more money and very different goals. So the first thing I did was I built a job profile questionnaire. This is not a CV. This is a career profile. A proper set of questions that are designed to pull out who you actually are. The full prompt is in the description below. So all you need to do is copy and paste this into ChatGPT and it will ask you the questions one by one. Then all you do is you speak with your voice. That's really important because you don't want to really plan out what you're going to say and try and word it in a cool way like you're on LinkedIn or something. This is just off the top of your head. So here's some of the questions that we've got. Past experiences, relevant skills, places that I've worked, hobbies, passions, and what I actually want to do with my life. So you can see that here's my answers, long answers. Maybe I'm different to some people. I can chat shit for ages. So talking about what I've done in life is interesting to me. You can treat this like, you know, all this stuff is boring to somebody else, let's be honest. But to you, it is really important. It's your life. It's your life's work. So I quite enjoyed talking about myself for a little while, and maybe you will too. But for some people, it does make them feel a bit uncomfortable. Maybe you don't feel great about yourself all the time and you struggle with confidence and to like talk yourself up. But this is AI. This is not judging you. This is your chance to talk highly about yourself. You can take experiences that you're really proud of that maybe don't sound like much and put it into this, and it will take that into consideration when building your profile. So after I answered all these questions, I uploaded this into Claude Code, which goes in here. There we go, there's my profile. Here are all my answers. So once I'd spoken to ChatGPT, it made this document for me. I uploaded this into Claude Code, and now every time it scans for my job, it checks this profile before recommending anything. So it's very personal to me. But this framework is awesome if you kind of know what you want, and if you're like me, and my goals are pretty clear. So this worked well for me. But what if you've got no idea what you want? What if you need help finding your passions and your purpose in life? And lots of people do. This next framework is going to be for you. This is for the person who wants a career change, not because of money or status, but because they're looking for more happiness and more purpose in life. Maybe you've had a good career and you've made a decent amount of money, but it has not fulfilled you in any way. Well, this can help you to find that. Ikigai is a Japanese concept. It's about finding the overlap between what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. So this Ikigai framework was designed to help people to start a business, but I have adapted it to help people find a new career. So these kind of questions are going to help you to find out who you really are. Even if it doesn't help you to find a new job, at least you will learn a lot about yourself through this. Now, what I did is I combined this with my job profile because my preferences are different. I need skills right now. I'm looking to build skills. So I'm putting my happiness to one side a little bit, but maybe this is your priority. So you could use 80% of this and 20% of that, or whatever percentage of the other one. So the first framework helps you to find the right job. This one helps you to figure out if you're even looking in the right direction. And honestly, for someone who's been stuck in the same career for years and something just feels off, this Ikigai framework is the one that hits. So now that AI knows who I am, what I can do, what I actually want, here's what I did with that next. So let's take a quick look at Claude Code. Maybe you haven't used this before. This is not going to be a tutorial on that. Maybe this looks a bit scary to you if you haven't really used AI before, but this is exactly like ChatGPT. This is just an interface where I type in English to the bot. Usually I speak to it because I find that a lot easier, and I just ask it questions back and to. I ask it for its recommendations on what to do, then we decide together which one's best, and then it goes away and it creates the things that I've been making. With this, you can make apps, you can make agents to do work for you, build AI employees, that kind of thing. So what I did is I took the career profile, uploaded it into Claude Code, and built an app that can scrape job sites in the UK, in my area, read my profile and find specific jobs that are most suited to me and my goals. So the first version was to manually copy job descriptions. So if we go to the top here, this is where Claude does its work. This is in the terminal. Again, this might look scary, but it's just the same as talking to any AI bot. So I wanted to make sure that my scorer was working effectively because I don't want it to go and scan thousands of jobs and then give me shit results. So what I did is I found a load of jobs that it recommended. I manually did this. I copied the job descriptions, I put them into a file on my computer, and then I said, go ahead and score them. And this was my very first output here, that you can see the 18 jobs that it scored, and it gave them a score out of 10. And then I went back with the AI to refine it, fix anything that wasn't working. But there was a problem with it at first. It started to be extremely ambitious. Like you can see from this job, a marketing director job scored 8 out of 10 in a sector that I've never worked in before. This was, of course, something that I'm never going to land, requiring 5 years in the industry. And also it was searching for outside my region. So searching in places like London and saying, if London isn't too far a commute, then this will be great. But I live near Manchester, so obviously that is much too far as a commute. So once I'd manually gone through, updated the scorer, and I was happy with the results, now it was time to let the agent do it itself. Let me show you here on my phone actually. There we go. Okay, now you can see that most of the jobs are rated a 6 or lower. That's because I've already gone through the jobs and I've already saved the best ones and deleted some of the ones that I don't want. So like I said, like this is real. Like I'm actually using this to try and get me a job. I'm not just creating this for a video or for fun. Like I absolutely need this to get me a job. That's why I'm making it so well, because I need it to work. So here we go. You can see all the different types of jobs that it suggested for me. And then I can go through, let's have a go at this. So I'll decide whether this job is good for me. What I mainly look for is this recruitment section, the concern section down here. So it says that it's going to be high pressure and it might cause me stress in the evenings. I'm trying to build a business on the side, so that might not be good for me. But I'm also feeling like I want a sales role. I want to get paid per my performance, not just what the hours I'm working. So I'm going to be happy with that. I'm going to save that. That's going to go into my saved file. Then I've got all my saved ones here. I can click on these on the full listing, review the actual job, and then I can decide whether I want to actually apply for them or not. The tool is doing some of the hard work right now. It's helping me find the best possible jobs right now in the market for me and for my goals. But finding them is only half the problem. Okay, so where is this going? Because right now we can find and score jobs. If I wanted to find the jobs, I can go into the terminal, ask it to scrape the internet, and it will match those jobs to me and upload them into the app. But the next step is going to be to auto scrape and provide me with weekly reports. The Tinder-style swiping, I've already got that. I've kind of already built that in. The next big step is the one-click apply. Okay, so the agent will look at the job in the career profile and I can press apply. Then what that will do is it will take my most recent CV, all my skills and all my relevant experience, and it will create a CV for that job profile and a cover letter. Now, what is also important, I've uploaded my voice. And what I mean by that is I've took emails, text messages, I've took all my voice dictations when I was speaking to the job profiler, and I pasted them into my profile. So that means when I click one-click apply, it's going to use words that I use. Obviously, it's going to formalize it a little bit. It's not going to say, oh, this is fucking shit, bro. It's going to be a lot more formal than that and in a job profile, but it's not just going to give that AI slop that everybody can smell a mile away. And then the next part would be the interview prep. So I've been thinking about all cool ways that I could do this. Obviously, I can create an interview test agent that will take all the information on the internet about the company and about the job role, and it will ask me test questions. I will speak them back as if I'm in an interview, and it can give me some feedback on those interview questions. I can practice. I was thinking about maybe wearing those Meta display glasses and having my notes up on the display, and if the interviewer asks me a question, then the relevant notes will come up on the screen from my profile that I made. It will be able to prompt me with the correct experience and skills that it's asking for. I'm not sure if that's achievable, but that's something for the future. So the end goal is a personal AI recruiter that finds the jobs, writes the applications, and coaches me ready for the interview, and maybe even gives me some sneaky tips in my glasses. I'm going to build the whole thing on camera, and I'm going to show you whether it can land me a really good job or not. So this isn't about AI magic. It won't make you qualified for something that you're not, and it won't interview for you, but it could give you the best possible chance of landing the best possible job for you, and also help you to figure out what that is. Most people probably don't even know what the best possible job for them is, and they could spend hours and hours writing down pros and cons, drawing those Venn diagrams, and just getting nowhere. This system and this AI can help you to combine all the things inside your brain and actually give it some structure and give it a plan and give it some guidance. And just sitting down and being honest with yourself about what you want and what you don't want and what makes you happy, that alone in itself is gold. If that's all you take away from this video, then great. I'm shitting myself, of course. This isn't easy for me. I'm going back to the UK after living in many, many beautiful places in the world. I'm starting from scratch. I'm going back to my hometown, to my friends that I've worked the same jobs for the past 15 years, some of them very successful, and I've got to start from absolute nothing and from scratch at 33. I'm going to be living at home with my mum for a little while. But I'm 100% not feeling sorry for myself. I've had an unbelievable 10 years and longer, maybe more like 12, 15 years of just traveling the world, having fun, and now I've got to get real and got to get on with it. Even if AI doesn't land me the perfect job, then at least doing this help me to figure out what I actually want and what I actually need. And that's the bit that matters. So in a future episode, you're going to be able to see the one-click apply button in action, the CV and the cover letter written in my voice, and you're going to find out what kind of job this can actually get me and if it can help me to succeed my goals.